Ukrainian girls have a lot to offer, but they also have a certain expectation.
Hello, Steve. Thank you for coming. Thank you for letting us interview you. And the first question, why you decided to join AFA?
I wanted to join because I wanted to travel more, and I'm in a situation where I was interested in meeting somebody, and so this just seemed like a good opportunity to put the two together. In years past, I've tried like dating sites, Tinder, different things like that. They weren't for me, and I became aware of AFA, I'm guessing like a year or so back, something like that. And it just seemed like it was the situation that I was looking for, where I could just actually go out and just meet actual real people in the real world, face to face.
And then you decided to come to Ukraine.
Yes.
And this is war, and it didn't scare you?
No, it didn't bother me.
Odessa started in the beginning of 19th century. Our city is over 225 approximately. They used the most beautiful styles like Renaissance, Baroque, Rococo, and to epitome for our opera house. We call it our opera, or Odessa opera. In this stone cathedral, it is Preobrazhensky Cathedral.
To go from here to the city center, the price will be a lot lower than the price for the lady to come from her house to here. You will see that you are a good and caring guy if you offer like small money for taxi. So we came to the central street of Kyiv called Kreshchatyk. It starts here and it goes all the way there to the Independence Square. So it's a very popular street on weekends or in the evening.
Then you came to Odessa first, you met our staff,
Yes.
And you went on a social. How was the social?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. There were a lot of women. They were all very beautiful, and I tried to meet as many of them as I could. I was not successful, and it was a lot of fun. I'd never experienced anything quite like it. So after the social here in Odessa, I probably had maybe 10, maybe more than that, one-on-one dates with different girls that I'd met. Some of them with translation, some of them without translation, some of them their English was good enough. And I would say about half of those one-on-ones, I was able to get to know them well enough to figure out whether I liked them or not. And I'd say about half of them I liked them.
How was Kyiv for you?
Kyiv, there were even more women in Kyiv, and kind of similar situation. They were, again, very beautiful, all very interesting, very interested in me. I took down information on probably about 15 of them, And I'd say over the next 2 to 3 days, I met with probably maybe 10 or 12 of them.
And tell me, you met 10 in Odessa, 12 in Kyiv. How many girls you think gonna be a good match, like priority? If you're gonna
Like for me,
narrow it down
I'd say
a
like
little.
5 of them. Yeah, I'd say about 5 of them would be like, I'd be very interested in pursuing a relationship with.
So you have 5 girls that you think that can be a good match. You went on a date today with one, I saw it.
Yes, 5 girls, but that's with 0 compromising. That's 5 girls that, 5 girls that I'd be very, very happy to get to know. Now, not all 5 of them speak good English, so there's a little bit of a barrier there, but I'd say 3 of them speak really good English, so.
And would you see that, like if you would come here alone, if you will have the goal, like, okay, I want to meet Ukrainian girl, would it be different for you? Like, would you prefer to go on a tour again, or would you prefer to come by yourself?
If I had to redo this?
Yeah, if you decided that you need to meet Ukrainian girl, another Ukrainian girl, would you go by yourself, or if I actually helping?
No, and I was worried about that. I was very worried about that when coming out, but no, it was well worth it to get help with logistics, translation, and then the socials themselves, being able to meet all these women that are going there to meet a man far superior. Yeah, if I was just gonna paratroop in and it'd be a lot harder because of the language barrier, cultural differences, and then just trying to figure out the logistics, and it'd definitely be a lot harder.
Would you recommend our company
I would.
to the friends?
Yeah, definitely. It makes a big difference. I would definitely recommend it to people I know.
Thank you. Do you have any comments for us? Something that you want to say to guys who is watching TV and thinking, maybe I'll go for the tour, maybe I'll go to meet other countries. And yeah, I know that it's dangerous and we don't recommend, and I know that you had to sign a lot of waivers that you come into Ukraine, that is dangerous. But we have other countries that guys might just sitting on the couch and corresponding for 5 years, not going to meet anyone.
In my opinion, I think that correspondence is mostly a waste of time. I mean, I think that it could be good, but in my opinion, just meeting someone face to face is really the only thing that matters. But I would say if people are considering coming out to Ukraine, realize that you're going to be meeting women that are very sophisticated, very classy, and so show up with your A game and, be able to show them a good time and, just really bring something that they would want.
What did you learn about Ukrainian girls?
Ukrainian girls have a lot to offer, but they also have a certain expectation. And so if you can't meet that expectation, they do well enough on their own. That makes sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah, because they're very smart, they have good jobs, they don't necessarily want to work hard and live that way necessarily, but they're fine doing it if they can't find a man that can kind of meet a certain threshold of what he can provide.
Thank you very much for your interview. And guys, if you're still watching our YouTube channels, if you're still writing letters and you didn't made that step to go and meet, it's always better to go and meet. So call us and ask more questions. We will be always happy to answer them.
There's nothing like exploring a new place with someone special by your side. This November, step into an adventure where every stop brings new sights, real connections, and unforgettable moments with incredible women. It's more than just a tour, it's a journey towards something meaningful.
Interested? Learn more at
ukrainesingles.com.